someone from Mobistein, a new startup company specialized in developing medical apps.
Okay, great.
وائل عباس, corporate sales manager, Palestine Telecommunication Company.
Okay.
Scott, T2BC, work for Barry.
Are you?
I'm software developer. I'm working with establishing new company sales and product online.
Okay.
Hassan Omar, manager of the Palestine.
Hamid Ismail, which is coordinator of the IT center of the Arabic University.
Okay. Okay, so quite a broad spectrum of organizations and age of organizations, so which is great because you can all take aspects of this and implement it into new businesses and existing businesses. Come on. Right. Now that you've all introduced yourself to me, let me introduce myself properly in terms of who I am. Can you see there? You guys are right there? So yeah, who on earth am I and why am I here? Well, basically, slightly mixed up. My mum's Chinese, my dad's English. I was born in Germany. I've lived all over the world. Spent the last 10 years prior. 10 years in the corporate world with Microsoft and EMC in their sales departments, selling business solutions ranging from sort of personnel, human resources, training, recruitment. Been in the UAE on and off for 16 years, so I've been exposed to the Middle Eastern market for quite a long time. And I love it. It's great. I love the area. I love meeting new people. I love traveling. Obviously, learning about new cultures. And yesterday's trip in was definitely a learning experience, which was very interesting. And I'm an internet marketer by trade. The two organisations that I've set up are byproducts of that. So basically, as an internet marketer, I make money online, which hopefully is what it says here. I make my living online. The reason I'm here and the reason I have these other businesses is to a certain extent conform a little bit to what's expected of a business. A lot of my colleagues in the internet marketing world don't have businesses because they don't need them. They just use the internet to make money, and it's effectively where I'm headed as well from that perspective. But in the learning that I've been on and the journey I've been on, it's definitely worth sharing some of that information with organisations and individuals out there. Those pictures on the side, just some things that I like doing: diving, travelling, etc., etc. Not playing. So how did I end up here? Well, basically, I was kicked out of the corporate boat in about 2009, was managing a team of salespeople for one of Microsoft's partners, and the recession hit basically, and the organisation stopped paying my team, and I started to make noises about it, and the next day I was made redundant. So I was at a position where I was like, okay, well, what do I do now? Do I go and try and find another job in a market that is difficult, where there's loads and loads of salespeople out there, even in the IT business, looking for a new job because everybody's cutting back, or do I do something for myself? So long ago stopped believing in coincidence, and I was invited to go along to a seminar much like this, and I got to the seminar and literally there was a queue out the door, and they were getting more seats in and getting more people in and trying to get people through the door, and it was all about online marketing. So I went along, and over the last 2 years been on an extremely steep learning curve, and this is one of the reasons why I'm here today, is because you all can do what I do now. You can all use the internet to make money, you can all use the internet to benefit your businesses. However, there's a lot of learning to go on, and some of the roles here, you already know parts of the jigsaw, basically, the social media guys. Social media is a massive part of your online strategy, but it's just a part of it. There's lots of different parts that need to come together to actually form the whole, which is your online marketing strategy. Built into that is getting it right so that you can actually start to earn passive income, and that's going to be a heavy focus for the beginning of the talk, in terms of I currently have a 60-40 split. 40% of my income comes online. I set up the systems and then I forget about them, and then every month I receive checks from various different organizations, from Google, from companies much like yourselves that are selling products. I sell them for them, they make good products, they don't know how to market, so I help them market. And that's passive. Once the system's set up, it runs by itself. No input required from me anymore. And as I said before, maximum net gain and web reactivators were basically byproducts of this learning procedure that I've been through, in terms of actually having a certain amount of revenue coming in on a regular basis that you don't have to worry about certain aspects when you're a business, means that you can then focus on those things that are actually very important to you. And again, depending on your role within a business, those things will be to allow you to actually become a little bit more strategic in the role that you're taking on, whether you're the business owner or you're performing a specific role within that business. So what have I done to date? So give you a little bit of credibility in terms of why I'm actually stood here. Well, basically, as I said, I've set up a number of online streams of revenue. And again, we'll run through some of those, but they basically make me money whilst I sleep. And yes, you can do that as well. Bringing a $2 million offline business online is something that I was doing for a little while, and it's now operating as an online business. My main linear income, which is the actual consultancy side of it, and the linear income is this time for money exchange, is that if I don't go and do the consultancy, then I don't get paid. Now that's fine, because you can get a very good rate for that, but again, if something happens to me or I don't turn up and do a specific hour, then I don't get anything out of it. Much rather that I can set up systems that will constantly perform a specific role or activity that will basically net me a certain amount of revenue that I don't have to worry about. Now, again, with some of the roles that some of you guys are already doing in here, there's saying at the end, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. It's about knowing a little bit more than the rest. And those businesses that are taking advantage of online marketing are pushing themselves a little bit further ahead most of those other businesses out there that are still adopting old-fashioned marketing techniques. Guys, I know it's really, really difficult, but it's really, really annoying when mobile phones go off. So if you could just turn them on to silent, otherwise, every time one goes off, I'll just stop talking. So if you could put them on silent, it's just, I know in this part of the world it's impossible and the world stops turning when you don't answer your mobile phone, but if you just put them on silent for an hour, it'll be great. Right. There's a video embedded in here, because the first aspect of an online marketing strategy, and for any of you that are business owners or working in a business, is your mindset. We were talking about it last night, and it's in terms of it's actually changing your mind and actually understanding what you want to do as to how capable you are of doing it. You can learn new skills, but you need to be able to actually put yourself into that mindset that will allow you to take yourself to the next level when it comes to personal ventures, when it comes to business ventures. It has a silent button, honestly. Jesus. It's embedded in here, but I don't know how good the sound quality is. But this is just something that highlights this shift that's going on. No, it's not. Can you hear that? Not really? Just watch it.
Now we're going to be popular,
Who's seen that before? Anyone seen that before? No? Well, there's a couple of reasons why I put it in there in terms of actual mindset change, because it's all about this difference between what the norm is and what's actually happening at the moment. The other reason for that is that it's obviously a video, and who uses video in their business at the moment? Do you use it as a deliverable or as an advertising tool? Both. Okay, so you're already on it, because this is the most consumed media on the internet at the moment, video. That video itself, they made it, and the last line of it is particularly important. It says, making money doing what you love. And it's about changing this idea of a job into actually doing something that you love doing. It's not work then. And it's about utilizing some of these new or newish ideas to actually get you to that stage. What it's talking about is this split between entrepreneurial mindset and employee mindset. And has anybody heard of Robert Kiyosaki here? Anyone? Know of him? You have heard of him? You haven't heard of him?
No, I have.
You have? Okay. So he has written a number of books about entrepreneurial mindset and shift, and this work moving away from traditional education, which basically indoctrinates you into a system, and everybody starts working for the system. The system has to exist, but is it really the best way for you to actually get yourself to a level where you're generating the kind of revenue you want, where you're not actually working for somebody else, you're working for yourself? And it's this shift from the left-hand side of this cash flow quadrant across to the right-hand side. And the reason we're talking about this is because, yes, some of them, you have businesses, some of you are working in businesses, but those of you working in businesses may have aspirations to get out of that. And before we even start talking about the jigsaw that's online marketing, you've got to put yourself in the right space to take advantage of that. Basically, the employee and self-employed, even if you own your own company, most people are working in their company. If they don't do the work, the company will fall over. Everybody starts their own company with the idea of, you know what, I'm going to start my own company, I'm going to make a lot more money, and I'm going to work less. What happens? You start your own company, you work a lot more, and you earn a lot less. And it takes sometimes a lot of people a little bit of time to get to the conclusion that actually this is the polar opposite of what I was anticipating would happen. But it happens with a lot of small businesses, because you are in it, and if you're not in it, then nothing happens. At the beginning, people talk about outsourcing, but how can I justify paying somebody else to do it when I'm not bringing anything in? So, when you're talking about this, you're talking about systems. An employee is part of the system. If you're self-employed, then you own the system. And if you're a business owner, you also own the system and the people that work inside it. But what tends to happen is still, even as a business owner, you're still in your business because you can't let go. Now, for many people, this is an ego thing. Because you're the business owner, you need to be there and you need to do X, Y, and Z. And then you've got investors, and that's the level where you start to make money work for you. Not just in the financial services sense either, but it's about utilizing revenue that's coming into your business and then having that expenditure on things that are actually going to take your business to the next level. And this is really all about mindset, because people will look at it and say, well, I'm not at any of these levels, or I am just an employee. But everybody can do things to start to put yourself in a position to actually be open to accepting what's available to you. So, we move on to passive income and this making money whilst you sleep. Now, in the internet marketing niche, there's a lot of talk going on about this, is that people use this kind of technique to get you to buy pieces of software or buy tutorials or buy programs that are going to make you money by just pressing this button, and tomorrow morning you'll wake up and there'll be $1 million in your bank account. This isn't true. This is, hype and marketing, but the wrong kind of marketing, because people want to have that. People are in certain situations where they're looking for a quick fix, they're looking for a way to make more money. I need to pay this bill, I need to pay that bill, my business is going to go under because I can't pay my staff, so I need to make more money so that I can make payroll. All of these things, like money, money, money. If I could make $1 million overnight, I'll take it. Oh yeah, but you just need to spend $5,000 on this one, and then tomorrow you'll have $1 million. Oh, okay, that sounds like a good idea. I'll get everything together, invest the $5,000, and lo and behold, tomorrow morning there isn't $1 million in your bank account. What this is actually referring to is, okay, so well, let's be smart with our money, make sure that we're making the right kind of investments with the revenue or the budget that we have within our organizations to spend it on those kind of things that are actually going to benefit us the most. Passive income, as I said before, is about generating revenue whilst you're not actually physically doing the work. The difference between passive and linear is that once passive is set up, you get paid, you get paid, you get paid, you get paid. Linear, you have to work, then you get paid, then you work, then you get paid, then you work, and then you get paid. So what you want to do is you want to shift it across to this passive model, because obviously the less that you have to work, but the same kind of revenue comes in, the better for you. The mistake that many people make is that they say, yes, great idea, I want to do that, and then they go and build one stream of passive income. Now the reason for that image is you can see the various columns there. What we're talking about is multiple streams of passive income. This is a very important concept to understand when it comes to online, because we'll get to it shortly, but there's lots of different ways to make money online. A job, put it in here, for a lot of people, that's what the anachronism stands for, just over broke. Every month you get paid a certain amount, and at the end of at the beginning of every month, you're like, right, well, how do I get through this month without going into the red? So you're just over broke. If that job disappears, that's your one stream of income, bigger problems are coming. How do I pay my credit card, bills, etc., etc. A colleague of mine who's in the internet marketing space, he used one revenue stream for his business, and he had a £500,000 business that disappeared overnight because he had one model which was very successful. And again, when you find a model that works, the usual formula is to rinse and repeat. Do it as many times as you can, make as much money as you can using that particular formula. However, if you're only using one, if somebody again takes away that formula, which they did, this guy was making £500,000 a year on Google AdSense. Google changed their mind and his business disappeared overnight, literally gone. And that was a valuable lesson for him, because then he's like, right, well, I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to use multiple streams of income this time. Right, so we've talked about a little bit of this in terms of what are the benefits of passive income. And this is where it's not different, but this is the thing. People think that passive income, you're still not going to have to do any work for it. The difference is you're going to have to work for it, but you put the work in at the beginning. You look to build a system from the beginning. Once that system is built, that's when you start to see the benefits of it. Now this relates to online marketing, because there's still work to be done. Whether it comes to your website, whether it comes to SEO, whether it comes to social media, whichever aspect of it, you're still going to have to do some work. It's not a magic formula. It's basically bringing everything together to give you the opportunity to utilize it in the most appropriate way. So these are them. Freedom to choose where and when you work. This can be related to entrepreneurs and to businesses, because you can free up the time to do what you want. Now, if you're working for somebody and you have a job role, it may be that there's certain elements of that job role that you don't enjoy. If we take HR people, for example, they traditionally got stuck doing the administrative side of their job. HR people didn't go into the HR world to become administrators. They wanted to become strategic components of a business. But whilst they're spending all of their time doing the admin stuff, there's no strategy involved. They're just the guys that need to get the manager to stamp this one, and they get the employee to stamp this one. Then the guy can go on holiday. That's not what they wanted to do. Now I'm sure that you could probably all relate that to certain aspects of your business or your role. There's bits that you don't want to do. So if you can start to implement systems that will allow you to shift aside some of this stuff, then you can spend your time doing the kind of thing you want. If you're an individual entrepreneur, you can start setting up the systems to generate you revenue so that you can then go and do other things, which might be setting up more streams, or it might be going off and sitting on the beach, or enjoying time with your family, or doing whatever it is that you enjoy doing. Basically, the final two there, in terms of those ones, they're very important for businesses in terms of this ability to give back. Philanthropy is a big part of what online marketers get involved with, and this is what I'm doing. You know, I don't need to be here right now. I can go and I have residual income, but I'm trying to give back because what I've learned I know is valuable to other people and to other businesses. But I wouldn't be in a position, if I had to spend all of my time building and working in my business, then I couldn't afford to be here right now. I wouldn't be able to do that. So what we're talking about is building these systems to allow you to do those things that you want, as well as to give back to communities that you know will benefit from your skill set or from some other skills. Let's forget work, that maybe you're an excellent football player or cricket player and you want to teach kids how to play it, but I can't teach kids how to do it because I've got to spend 24 hours a day particularly fond of. So these are the benefits of passive income in all different kinds of situations, giving you a little bit more freedom to start doing the things that you want to do, again, as individuals or as an employee. So how many ways of making money on the internet are there? Anyone want to hazard a guess at how many ways there are?
Unlimited.
Unlimited? Pretty much. There is an actual figure. I don't know what it is, but unlimited is good enough. In terms of part of the problem with online marketing is exactly that. There's so many ways of making money online that the problem is actually choosing one to go after. Because when I started learning about how to make money online, I got myself a mentor and he started teaching me how to do certain things. And the problem I ran into was the fact that this is a tiny, tiny percentage of those tools that are available that you can use to make money online. And what tends to happen, especially for small business owners and entrepreneurs, is they have what's called shiny object syndrome. And you see something, you think, oh, that's a good idea, I'll go after this one. And as you're going towards that one, another one starts shining over here. And so you go and have a look at that one and start to explore that one. And then another one starts shining. And it's a dangerous situation to get into. So whilst there are many different ways of making money online, my advice to any organisation that's looking at their online marketing strategy is to pick one and go after it and make the necessary adjustments and tests around one particular area until you start to see the results that you're looking for. Now there's a certain period of time, because there's that saying, you know, flogging a dead horse, that you say, I'm going to be so focused on this that I'm just not going to look at anything else and I'm just going to make this work. At some point there has to be, and you have to set those objectives in line to say, okay, well, I've tried this, I've tried just about every iteration that I can think of and it's still not working. Okay, now I can try something else, because I can hand on heart say, I tried everything to make this work, it's not working for my business, it's not working for my organisation, now I can try something else. The danger is people do that to about 20% and say, oh, it's not working, and go and try something else. It's very dangerous from that perspective. Right, so let's drill it down in terms of making passive income. These are the basic different ways. Affiliate marketing, and it's one that I'll come back to, something that's very topical at the moment, is selling other people's products. Some of you might not have products, or your own product. Some of you might have ideas of products that you could sell. Affiliate marketing, we'll go into a bit more detail, is basically looking for other people's products, putting them in contact with the market and taking commission. Information products, creating how-to. Digital products are fantastic for making money online because the consumer gets immediate gratification. If you buy an ebook online, or you buy a Kindle book, or you buy a downloadable report, as soon as you've bought it, it's there in your inbox, it's sent to you, or you get sent to the page and you download the PDF. Immediate gratification. So it's a very good way of making passive income. Software products. Everybody at some time or another has said to themselves when they're online or even just offline, say, oh, wouldn't it be great if this just did that? This is a great product, if only it had an extra handle on it, this would be great. So why not build that extra handle? Why not do that? Why not take, in terms of software, you say, right, if this calendar would just send me a reminder 5 seconds before it's supposed to happen, because I only have either 1 minute or 5 minutes or 3 days. These little things is identifying something that you think, this is quite good, and just putting your spin on it. Creating software now is very, very easy. You don't even have to do it yourself. You can outsource that task to somebody else. You just need to have the idea. Advertising commissions, this is one that works in both the online and offline. If you've got property or virtual real estate that is of value, people will pay you to advertise on that space. Pay-per-click campaigns, this is a very good way of utilising Google to actually find hungry markets, basically, people that need what you're looking for, and you can test very quickly in terms of what's actually going to be taken, or what would actually be a successful potential product. Referrals, again, this is in line with affiliate marketing and is, again, complements both offline and online. If you can actually help somebody else make a sale, then you can actually be compensated for that as well. And this comes back to this idea of There's no such thing as my customer, it's our customer. If I'm talking to somebody and I know what everybody does, or if I've got a specific mastermind group of people and I know that everybody has complementary products, then I'm not just looking at them in a specific way to say this is my customer and one way or another I'm going to sell them something that I have. Because they might not want that, and it's very difficult to sell something to somebody that doesn't want it. However, if in talking to them you can actually see that they need something else and you know other people that can provide those kind of services, why not refer them in and be compensated for it? Membership sites, this is also a very, very good way of making passive income online because it's a reciprocal payment. If somebody's paying you on a monthly basis to have access to specific membership sites, you don't have to, the only work that's involved in that is obviously making sure that there's valuable content within that membership site so that people will have a reason and can see the value in actually paying on a monthly basis to have access to that particular site. And then becoming a reseller. This is actually in line with affiliate marketing, but potentially selling people's services as opposed to physical products, downloadable or actual, manufactured products. So these are 8 ways that you can quite quickly look to actually start to build passive income streams. They do involve some work to set them up, of course. Like I said, it's not a magic bullet system that we're talking about here. We're talking about building some systems to actually help your businesses either start to generate income through your own products and services or start to generate income using those that are around you within the community. So let's dig a little bit deeper into some of these things in terms of how to make passive income. First one, sell a product. Now, some of you as businesses have products already, but do you think there's a potential that you could add some product lines to your business? And this might require a little bit of thinking outside of the box in terms of, okay, well, we sell training equipment, so what else can I sell? Or why would I be looking at selling something else? Or what is it, this is what I sell, this is what my business is about, so I do sell a product, don't I? Well, yes, you do, but is there not some complementary products that you could help increase sales of your actual main product? And here, these are things that referred to earlier in terms of digital products. Digital products gives people that immediate satisfaction. So is there a way of creating an audio report, a PDF report, a kit, a video? Again, we've already talked about it in terms of video having so much more value online. Can you not create something additional to add to your arsenal of what's actually available to people through your website, through your offline business? Again, what we're talking about here is complementing each other. In this part of the world, the market's not ready for 100% online. It just isn't. There's too many barriers in terms of payment processing, and there's also the internet usage isn't at the stage of, let's say, a developed market of the States, of Europe or Australia. So you need to be creative about it. You need to think, okay, well, how can I complement my offline sales with some additional online sales? Because my online sales in this format can be passive. Once I've got people coming to my site, once I've got people understanding what it is that I'm providing, people can continue to buy these kind of things. So these are just some ideas in terms of these video tutorials, ebooks, kits, and even physical products for those of you that actually manufacture products. There's ways of actually putting them in front of people that you might not have thought of before, utilizing an online presence. But in its simplest form, market plus product equals sales. If you can match them up, you're going to make sales, which of course is going to impact your bottom line at the end of the day. Now, creating a product. So yeah, we've had that question already. Well, I already sell products, but how am I going to create a new product? Well, basically, at the back of the room, that little camera stood on that funny tripod is highlighted in here, an iPhone, a microphone, a laptop, another microphone for the lapel like this one, your brain, and maybe some tools like SurveyMonkey and so forth. That's all you need. If you want to create products, there's your toolkit. You can create products around knowledge that you have, either about your business, about your sports that you do, about some experiences that you have. You have the knowledge within you to create your own products, and this is what you need to create a product.
Can we have this presentation?
Yeah, I think that afterwards it's available, so you'll be able to get hold of this. But The only decision you need to really think about is, well, what kind of product? What would my consumers potentially be interested in? If I have a specific kind of business, do I think that they would want maybe some audio files or video? Would they respond to that? Or are they graphical? Do they need reports? What is it? Can I create something quite quickly? And this is about knowing your market. Each of you knows your market very well. You know the kind of people that buy from you. You know the kind of people you want to buy from you. What you can do is start to build products around what they tell you. So if you use something like surveymonkey.com, you just need to get a small group of them and they can become your test subjects. Ask them what they want. It's the simplest form of marketing out there. Ask somebody what they want, give them what they want. They will pay you for it because you're literally filling the need that they've expressed to you. And this is why these kind of tools are so important, because it could be that you think in your mind that, oh, our people are all graphical. They love reports because that's what we sell. They buy our reports. But if you could turn around and say, you know what? We've got them in an audio file. You can listen to them in the car on the way home, so you don't have to stay in the office until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight reading them. And suddenly they're like, brilliant. That's what we've been asking for. Oh, except they haven't been asking for because you haven't been asking them the question. So if you can get a small set, and for everybody that's got an existing customer base, you've got a testing base. Ask a small subsection what they want. Ask them, if I was to offer you this, would it be of interest? If they all say no, great, cross it off the list, I'm not going to do that. If I was able to offer you this, would that be interesting? Oh, a small percentage of them are starting to respond. Great. It's about understanding what your market is actually looking for, and then actually creating that product can be very, very simple. The other couple of things on there, Alibri is actually a book site that you can access, and it's books that have gone out of publication. So you're saying to yourself, well, yeah, I'd love to create a book, or I'd love to create a product, but I haven't got any knowledge. That's not true to start with, but for some people it's like, well, I don't think I know anything of value. You know, I do this as my daily job, and this is what I do. I couldn't offer anything. Well, fine, go and find somebody else's stuff again. Now, books that have gone out of publication, you can use that information as you see fit. So you can take subsections of books, write a little introduction, a little review of the book, package it up, and then you've got an ebook yourself that you can sell to people on a particular basis. Now this predisposes the fact that there's a market there. You need to know that there's people that are looking for this, and there's various research methods that we'll go through, it's more about tomorrow, in terms of finding out who would be interested in specific things. But creating a product should never be a barrier to moving forward with your online strategy. Affiliate marketing. Now this is something very close to my heart because this is how I make money online. I find markets, I find products, I put them together and people pay me. And this is what it is. Market plus product can equal commission for you. And so for some of you with existing businesses, there'll be other businesses within this region, within your community, that you can actually think, okay, if I partnered with them, I could probably help them make additional sales and they could help me. And this, in an offline sense, is what affiliate marketing is. It's about actually helping a person with a problem find the solution to their problem. Now, you might not have that solution in terms of owning it yourself, but you can put them in touch with somebody that does. This works very well online because there's lots of brands out there, there's lots of people out there that have come up with great ideas, have great products, and have no idea how to market. And this is a big problem because a lot of people will sit on a product for a long time and saying, the worst idea or the worst words that can come out of an entrepreneur's mouth are, I've got a great idea. Because you might think it's a great idea, but if you don't actually go out there and research whether it's a good idea, you can then say, you know what, I'm going to make this fantastic coffee cup and it's going to have 2 handles and a 3rd handle over there. I think that's a great idea. I don't know why, but that's a great idea. And then you spend a year developing it. You pour all your money into it, you develop this product, and then you have your 3-handled coffee cup. And then you go to the market, and funnily enough, nobody wants a 3-handed coffee cup. So you've just wasted 1.5 years of development time, all of the resources that you've put into that, the investment in terms of money, and you're not going to make any. So this is about actually understanding that there's a market out there before you start getting involved in your product creation.